Da, 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 da. We're back with the R sound. The English R sound is one of the most recognizable sounds in the language. It appears in thousands of everyday words, including remember, responsibility, remarkable, resource, research, respect, river, road, and reason. Because it occurs so frequently, improving this one sound can noticeably increase the clarity of your speech. For many English learners, the R sound feels unfamiliar. In some languages, the letter R is rolled with the tongue, while in others, it's tapped quickly against the roof of the mouth. English is different. In most varieties of English, the tongue is pulled slightly backward without touching the roof of the mouth. The lips may become slightly rounded and the voice flows smoothly through the mouth. Although this movement feels unusual at first, it becomes natural after consistent repetition. One of the greatest mistakes learners make is trying to force the sound. They become frustrated because every repetition sounds different from the previous one. Instead of relaxing, they tense their tongue and speak more quickly. Unfortunately, speaking faster usually makes pronunciation less accurate. A better strategy is to slow down. Clear pronunciation always comes before speed. Imagine a runner preparing for a marathon. The runner does not begin by running at full speed. Instead, they develop the strength, rhythm, endurance, and proper technique. Speaking English works the same way. Before your pronunciation becomes fast, it must become reliable. Every careful repetition strengthens the muscles responsible for producing the correct sound. Read these words slowly. Remember, remarkable, resource, responsibility, respect, research, recovery, represent, relationship, reliable. Now read them again, but this time pay attention to the beginning of each word. Feel how your tongue moves backward before the sound begins. Do not rush. Allow every R sound clear to sound clear and relaxed. The R sound also appears in the middle and at the end of many important words. Consider these examples: carrier, courage, prepare, improve, inspire, partner, 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 performer, 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 creator, 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 entrepreneur, 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 clearer, 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 stronger, 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 stronger. These are words that professionals, business owners, students, and content creators use every day. Pronouncing them clearly helps your speech sound more confident and more natural. Another important skill is to learn to move smoothly between the R sound and the other sounds without hesitation. English is full of combinations that require flexibility. Practice these phrases slowly. Real responsibility, remarkable results, rapid recovery, research, report, right road, read regularly, record your progress, record your progress, practice with purpose, practice with purpose. As these combinations become easier, your speech will begin to follow more naturally. As these combinations become easier, your speech will begin to follow more naturally. One powerful habit is reading aloud for at least 15 minutes every day. Reading forces you to improve. Reading forces you to pronounce words that you might normally avoid during conversations. It introduces you to new vocabulary and teaches your mouth to produce sounds repeatedly. Over time, words that once felt difficult become automatic. Over time, words that once felt difficult become automatic. Recording yourself is equally important. Many learners are surprised when they hear their own voices for the first time. Sometimes a word that feels correct actually sounds unclear. Other times, a pronunciation mistake disappears without you even realizing it. Recordings remove guesswork. They provide evidence for your progress and reveal which sounds still require attention. Do not become discouraged if improvement feels slow. Every remarkable speaker has repeated difficult sounds thousands of times. News representatives, actors, public speakers, teachers, and successful content creators continue practicing their voices throughout their careers, throughout their careers, throughout their careers, careers. They understand that communication is a skill that can always be refined. One reason the R sound matters so much is because changing it can change the meaning of a word. Imagine saying light when you mean right, or lies instead of rise. Small pronunciation differences can confuse listeners and interrupt communications. Clear pronunciation reduces misunderstandings and allows your message to remain the center of attention. Confidence grows every time you master another difficult word. The first time you pronounce responsibility smoothly you will notice the difference. Responsibility. Responsibility. The first time you say remarkable research without hesitation, you will realize you'll realize that your mouth is beginning to remember the movements automatically. These small victories build momentum. Another useful exercise is to exaggerate the R sound slightly while practicing alone. Stretch the sound just a little longer than normal. R. Doing this helps train your tongue to find the correct position. Once the movement feels comfortable, gradually return to natural speaking speed. Remember that your goal is not to sound exactly like someone else. Your goal is to sound clear. A clear speaker earns trust because listeners spend their attention on the message instead of trying to decode individual words. Whether you are introducing yourself during an interview, presenting a business proposal, recording a YouTube video, or speaking with friends, clear pronunciation allows your ideas to shine. The road to remarkable pronunciation is built through repetition. Read regularly, record yourself frequently, review your recordings honestly, refine one sound at a time. Every repetition strengthens your confidence, and every day of deliberate practice brings you closer to becoming the communicator you want to be. In the next part, we will focus on the two English TH sound. Although they appear simple, they are among the most challenging sounds for English learners. Mastering them will make your speech even clearer and help your conversation flow with a greater confidence and precision. Ciao, ciao. Salam alaikum.